and today we got to play Blueprints of Mad King Ludwig. Now, this is a Kickstarter release. Just came.
This is the deluxe edition.
Yeah, came hot through the mail.
To Robert.
Robert, not us.
As much as we'd like to have it here, it's his.
Yes. So we got to play this because he was so generous and left it for us. But before, Randy's going to tell you about it. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, because board games are amazing, and that's what we do here at Legends of Nirvana. Randy, can you tell us more about Blueprints?
Yes, I can. Well, at least the Blueprints of Mad King Ludwig. This is a 2024 release, which is odd because we got it in 2023. Board Game Geek rating is 7.5. Rank is 9,549. It's a 1 to 5 player game. Average length is 60 minutes. The age, it doesn't really have an age on it. It wasn't on Board Game Geek. So I don't think anyone, I'd say probably 10 and up is probably good. I don't know.
Sissy could play this, but she's about to turn 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10's probably all right.
Designed by Ted Alspach. Art is Roland McDonald. Published by Bezier Games. And this Kickstarter version was $70 with a $15 add-on for the poker chips and $8 for these erasers. They included one for free, or not free, but part of the package. And then Robert bought 4 additional ones for $8. So that brings it to $93 plus shipping. The retail version is on pre-order right now. It's $49.99 MSRP. Wordlandia has it pre-ordered for the cheapest at $31.60. Miniature Market has it for $35.99. There's a few others that have it up for pre-order, but those are the 2 cheapest.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about quality of components. So these sheets are really interesting because you can kind of see through them. So you can take the card that you're drawing and actually put it underneath and sketch it.
Yeah, trace it from
the back. That's really cool.
Yeah.
I think that was an excellent design component there.
Yeah, the only concern I would have is if you press too hard, you're going to indent the card a little bit. But yeah, it's a neat concept. Now, it's like a wax paper almost.
Yeah, it's pretty thick, so I don't see that really.
Yeah, and you don't want to press too hard because the pencils are fairly soft and you could break the pencil leg.
So, I mean, but overall, I was actually really impressed with the roll and write, especially with the mat, the poker chips. What's this deluxe version? It's very pretty.
Yeah, so the player mat's part of the deluxe. You won't get that unless you get the deluxe version. I don't know if you get as nice of a first player marker.
Sharpie?
It's a pencil sharpener / first player marker. The poker chips are not included either in the deluxe or the retail. These have to be an add-on. The card stock is really nice. It's got a nice linen finish on both sides. And yeah, I mean, I think you get extra pencils and extra pads. Really is the only thing the deluxe adds other than a nicer first player and the eraser and the mat.
Yeah.
And it's got an insert that's nice game tray style insert, which doesn't have the tops though.
Even then, so I'm really impressed with this deluxe version. I'm probably going to give it an 8.5. I really like it. I think they did a great job.
Yeah, I'd probably give it. I'll probably give it an 8. I probably would have got 8.5 if the poker chips were included for the price. I think it's a little pricey for just adding on some of the paper and the play mat. The box is nice. It's I don't really care about storage as much as I care about content. And the poker chips to me should have been part of the deluxe. To make it an add-on is a little disappointing. So. I'll probably go with 8.
All right, so moving on to the actual theme. You're building a castle at Mad King Ludwig. I mean, it's the same theme.
It's the same theme as all of the other Ludwig games.
And we've seen it. It's a thing. We're building a crazy castle. And always it's as much fun, right? You get some really weird rooms connected to some really other rooms. However, there is one thing that it's added to this particular game is the rooms get even crazier because you're drawing and therefore it allows some crazy shapes. So if anything, I think that's aspects is pretty
like
neat.
You got Ninja Room, which is a throwing star, which is something you don't see in the standard game.
Yeah, that's really hard to put somewhere.
So yeah, you've got some difficult rooms to draw, but you also get bonus points for some of the interesting shapes too, and some of the cards, which is nice. But yeah, does get a little wacky as far as the shapes of them go. It's a little disappointing that they, instead of showing like the interiors of the rooms, you lose some of that fun interior by just them having it like scratches to show you could sketch it. But it makes it simpler for tracing and drawing, I guess shading it in.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense for this kind of thing.
Yeah, it's just, it takes away some of the theme.
Well, but but the idea of the blueprints that's carried throughout the blue, So I'm probably going to give this, whatever I gave the other ones, probably a 7. I don't know what I gave it.
I mean, given the fact that for the deluxe you got the play mat that looks like a blueprint and the sketching thing looks like a blueprint, I'll go ahead and give it a 7 as well.
Mm-hmm. All right, so moving on to Rulebook. Randy, what did you think about it?
So the Rulebook is 28 pages long. It's got a nice cover and credits on the back. The book does bend easily as far as you can. There's already a bunch of indentions from fingerprints you can see on it, so you gotta be careful if you are one who likes pristine rule books.
Right.
Yeah. And it's got a nice content section with everything counts and pictures of everything, large pictures. The setup goes through and has very easy illustrations on how to set this up, but if you've played any of the Mad King of Ludwig games, you're going to be familiar with this. I mean, the only thing that's novels about it as far as setup is your player sheets. And that's really where there's some differences as far as the gameplay when we get into that. As far as the style of game, it is exactly the same as Mad King Ludwig. You're drafting rooms and you're putting them into your castle. And the rule book is very easy. One thing we didn't see, there was a few confusing things with the Royal Decrees add on kind of a starting ability or bonus scoring capability there's just some questions that arose based on some of the conditions that kind of violate rules. There was really no FAQ or anything in the book to help guide you on those things. They had a section that detailed what each one of the cards did. It would have been nice if they would have put it in there with that section if they ran into an issue with that card violating one of the other rules, to have it and explain it, how it handled it in that section. But it just really restated what the card said in a little more detail. So it's missing a few things like that, which are probably going to end up as on the forums as questions, like on Board Game Geek. So I'll give it I think it does a decent job. I'll give it an 8. I think it's fine. It would have been nice to have had some clarifications.
Okay. All right, so moving on to the gameplay. So Randy is right. It's very similar to other Mad Wing games. You have... we played 2 players, so we have 4 cards out on the board. If I was first player, I'm going to take one. I'm not going to try to draw that ninja star, but I'll try to do the screen room. All right, I'm going to take this screen room, and I'm going to place it underneath my mat to a door. I don't have one. I closed all of mine off
at the beginning. You would start with a foyer, and you would attach it to that, and there's 3 entrances. What's unique on this one, though, is there's no hallways and there's no stairwells, so you're attaching directly to a room. And at the beginning, you get to declare what color you want your foyer to be. So it is actually a room of a color type. Yeah, and then you're going to draw it. But I want to note that the rooms aren't the same when you complete a room. So, for example, the yellow buildings, those are extra turns, but basically what that means is you get to take a card after everyone's done their turn for that round. The blue rooms, you get to move doors, so that's a new aspect to it. The gray is add 1 secret room. The purple is remove 1 door. The red is take a room from the reserve, so if you don't like any of the cards out there, you can go through the basically discard pile and pick something up there. Expand lot, because initially you have a smaller play area and then you slowly expand. You can build a moat. A moat gives you additional victory points depending on how many rooms that you can view from the moat. And then obviously your orange cards, which give you bonus in game. But you have to complete the rooms, so you have more. You start out with 2. You get 1 every time you play 1, so you're going to pick and choose which ones you want towards the end of the game. You don't get to get them all. And then courtyards is a new aspect to this game. So basically, if you enclose a area off from circled in buildings, and you have a doorway to it, it can be a secret door,
which is one of the gray ones, which means you can actually complete all of the buildings, or it could be just a normal door, and that's considered a courtyard. It's worth 10 victory points. Not too shabby. Maybe worth not completing a room for. Specifically towards the end of the game, but those secret doors will allow you to do both. So that was kind of new and different. And then obviously at the end of the game, you have the first, second, and places based on what the Mad King wants.
Yeah. And there's a lot of unique scoring in this one. So you've got each of the room types it's all about completing rooms. So you get points for those rooms, and then your moats, as you mentioned, if you see all the rooms that are completed that you see. So it's all about having completed rooms in this game, which is unique to this one. And then your other bonuses you can get are for being last. You get a bonus ability after every 3 of those for at least 2 of them, and you get a free bonus ability at the beginning of the game. So it's all about triggering combos and bonuses, which is very similar to a roll and write, but it's got the heart of it is basically the same as Mad King Ludwig.
Yeah. So overall, I really enjoyed it, guys. In fact, I may enjoy this more than actual castles. And there's a couple of reasons why. I love the writing, the drawing aspect of it. You still get that textured-y feel to Mad King, but I like the aspect of moving the doors around, so if he doesn't quite fit just right, and doing some of those other things with those bonuses. I enjoyed this a lot. I don't know if it's because I'm new and I actually got to color, but I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it quite a bit.
It definitely does touch that artistic creativity aspect where you get to color and fill in things. That's nice. The big drawback on it is the actual pads are this thick. So you're going to be needing replacements very frequently if you're playing with a large number of players, because you play up to 5. There is no, I guess you could do. No, you can't do front and back. So you're going to be burning through this very quick. Now the Deluxe comes with 2 of these. Still, you're going to burn through them pretty fast.
Wow. Well, you're going to have to order extra. Hopefully they have them on the site.
Well, I assume they're going to have a lot of those on the
and then I also assume they're probably going to have some print, print and play maybe. Much needed, but I liked it. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. I don't know if I like it better than Castles just because of the fact that you can replay Castles indefinitely. This one is going to be, you're going to have to be restocking those if you want it. And, certainly we haven't tried the Deluxe yet of Castles of Mad King.
That's true. There is a caveat. We have not got Deluxe out. So I may,
And we have Giant Deluxe, too.
See, choices will have to be made at that
Tables
point.
will have to be enlarged.
I so want to play that with Mom so bad.
Well, the problem is the only table we have that's big enough for it is downstairs, and she ain't going to make that job.
No, we can put 2 white tables together. We'll make this happen.
All right.
We'll make it happen. I really enjoyed it. Score-wise, I'll give it an 8. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'll give it an 8 as well. I think Mad King Ludwig, we gave it just about that, too. I think it's certainly at the same level as it. I just think there's pros and cons to both.
I agree with that. I agree. I think
this one's probably got easier to set up and take down, whereas Castles, you can play as many times and you're not going to need to restock paper. So
I think there's bonuses and minuses to each of them. I had a lot of fun with it. So
yep,
that's my score. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us. I had an absolute blast tonight. Hopefully you'll come hang out with us again. Catch you guys later.
Bye.
Hello, everyone. Today we got to play Fingerprints of Mad King. Fingerprints, not fingerprints.
Not fingerprints.
Blueprints.
Blueprints.
Yeah.
We got to play with his fingerprints. We finger painted today, boys and girls out there.